Woleeta omugenyi onomutwala mu Queen Elizabeth National Park n'alambula n'akola byakoze n'amala n'agenda naye nga tumuwadde chance erambula Buganda obeera nno omubbye
a disservice.
You've given them a disservice because if a tourist comes to Uganda it is important for them to understand Buganda.
Exactly.
Kubanga Buganda is the beginning of Uganda. We have a saying that Buganda is the gateway to the Pearl of Africa.
Yes, welcome to Destination 256, your go-to destination for all things tourism. I am Zingozal, your host, and today I'm with a strong man, an executive director, a CEO, a father, a brother. He has walked this path of tourism. I mean, if you talk about people that have been in this sector and have uplifted our cultural heritage, you can't miss him out. You're much welcome.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the initiative. I'm very, very pleased that culture tourism is taking lead now. And I'm really inspired that I'm here today to share more about culture tourism.
It's really a pleasure to host you. Who am I to bring the ED of Uganda Heritage and Tourism Board? I mean, it's really a pleasure.
That
Thank you
is
so much.
a profession. At the end of the day, we have to serve. We are brothers and sisters, and we are trying to make a difference in the society.
Exactly.
So, besides the titles, you have to be available.
Yes, Mr. Kasozi, for starters, njagala to highlighting katono nnyo Buganda Kingdom. For a fact, Buganda Kingdom holds 70% or even more of this country's cultural heritage. You get?
Yes.
So it has that strong bond with all Ugandans. Nti ogende ekisoro nosanga ayogera Oluganda bulungi nnyo.
Yes.
Olwewaabwe nasooka n'aluteeka ebbali ne mwogera Oluganda ne mulukuba wali ne mukita. Okita n'ogende busaamya nga kye kimu. So twalina ne conversation eri awo nga gamba naye lwaki why not Luganda? You know, why don't we use Luganda as our official language? Yes. So I want you to take us through the Buganda Kingdom and why the Buganda Heritage and Tourism Board.
I will start with why. Why Luganda? Why Buganda? Kuva dda tukimanyi nti no abantu Abaganda be bantu abakyasinze okubeera friendly. The most friendly people that you can easily associate with. They are welcoming. Maybe it's because of the location of Buganda, that Buganda is in the center. We have a saying that Buganda is the gateway to the Pearl of Africa. So when you're coming to the Pearl of Africa, you have to pass through Buganda.
You start from here.
You start with us. You start with us. So actually it has prompted us to see that we can promote Buganda as a heritage tourism destination.
Wow.
Kubanga mu Buganda kye tuyina ffe kisinga obukulu is the heritage. We believe that if you have a tourist and you bring that tourist and you take them to Queen Elizabeth, or you take them for gorilla trekking, because I know we have branded Uganda as a nature-based destination. Exactly. Which actually I don't agree with. Yeah, I think it is really not serving us enough.
We are very rich in culture.
Yes. So woleeta omugenyi onomutwala mu Queen Elizabeth National Park n'alambula n'akola byakoze n'amala n'agenda naye nga tumuwadde chance erambula Buganda obeera nno omubbye.
A disservice.
You've given them a disservice because if a tourist comes to Uganda it is important for them to understand Buganda.
Exactly.
Kubanga Buganda is the beginning of Uganda. Buganda has most of the heritage of Uganda as a country. So if you bring a tourist, n'otamutwala ku lubiri lwa Kabaka wali Mmengo okumanya history wa politics we yatandika, obeera omuntu oyo, you've missed out most of the key things that someone should know. If you bring a tourist to Uganda and you take them back out of the country and they have not gotten a chance to visit the oldest monarch in the country, actually Buganda is not only the oldest in Uganda alone, it may be the oldest, among the oldest in Africa.
at that same point, does it drive to the 800 Buganda
Absolutely.
signature?
Absolutely.
Because it is what you're promoting now.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, now we now want to take it. So, we looked at it from a marketing perspective, that what is so unique about Buganda, that we really, the key selling point that we have, and that is the heritage. We've been existing for so many years, over 800 years, and all this is documented. When you look at our kings, Okuva mu Bachintu bonna, those are so many years ago, 1,200. And we are starting from there. We are starting from there. But there is also belief that even before Chintu, there are about 100 plus kings that were there before Chintu.
Wow.
Neffe kituva tugamba nti no, Buganda is over 800 years. Buganda over 800 years is the tagline that we think
that brings out the tagline.
You should really come to understand.
Wow.
When you visit Buganda, there's a lot you have to know. Buganda is the oldest monarch in East Africa. People in Tanzania, people in Kenya are learning about Buganda, and they think it is a myth. So when you go to them and you tell them this is Buganda Kingdom, they are in awe. They don't believe it that Buganda is real. Twali tumanyi nti nno bintu tubisoma busomi. Era when we look at the facts, tufuna nnyo amasomero agajja ne galambula assets za Buganda okuva Kenya, okuva Tanzania, with so much interest. And that has really pushed us to see that let us really put out the beauty in heritage tourism. The youth should embrace heritage tourism. The youth, abavubuka balina okumanya ensibuko yaabwe, balina okumanya ki ekikufuula. Ffe tuli lucky. Ffe abantu abali mu Uganda tuli lucky. Nti you can trace your background, you can trace your roots. But the people who are in America who don't know where they came from, they don't know their grandfathers, they don't know where they belong. And that is something that is disturbing people. They are traveling all over the world to see if they can find where they came from. So ffe twagala eno message ebeere enkulu nti as we promote tourism, people need to understand where Uganda started from, where Buganda started from. What is our culture? Culture is what defines us.
Exactly.
If you don't have culture, obanga omuntu atalina how do I say it? Obanga atalina kintu kyoyimirirako ng'omuntu. Because
it defines your identity.
It defines our identity. There's a reason why our judges put it that way. Nti olina okutuula bwoti, olina okweyisa bwoti, weddira kino, omwana ava mu mweno clan aba muganda wo. Tuyina ensonga lwaki ebintu ebyo biriwo ebikyo ate nga abavubuka babadde baagala kubisuulirira ebintu ebyo. That is why I'm very happy and I want to thank our partners. Tuyina abantu betukolaganye nabo. Omanyi obwakabaka bwa Buganda is something that is all inclusive. We don't leave anyone out. That's why you see people can come and you find out Uganda osobola sanga omuntu nga avawa nenga Oluganda alwogera bulungi because it's a very inclusive area to be in. Era tuyina ne approach gye twateekawo ng'ekitongole gye tuyita private sector approach. Okulaba nti twagala abavubuka, twagala tukwatagane ne private sector okutuusa omulamwa gwe tuliko. So that we can promote, we are working with people like Ewafe Culture Village. Aisha is our good person, and we are really happy because the job of the Buganda, yes, the Buganda Heritage and Tourism Board was established to promote tourism in Buganda Kingdom, also to conserve our culture and heritage. So when we get people like Aisha who are coming to help us do the job that we are supposed to do, why not support them?
Exactly.
Yes, because something, I want to tell you something. Culture tourism promotion is not something easy, especially to the domestic tourists. The funny thing is that the tourists that are coming from abroad, they embrace culture tourism.
Very.
Yes.
Very.
So it's not something easy. We have decided, previously people were doing a city tour of just sightseeing. Now that is the Independence Monument. Now that is the National Theatre. Now that is Uganda Museum. And we said, no. This is Buganda. Why don't we have an immersive experience? Ku city tour, you can have a cultural immersive experience.
Nina mukwano gwage bamuyita Kayondo Ibra.
Yes.
Or Trip Addicts.
Yes.
Last year twalanchinga discover Kampala ku border.
Yeah,
Era olunaku lwonna twalumala mu Buganda.
Yes. So we want to welcome those initiatives. Yes. Kubanga mwe mujja ne mulambula oba mukoze mutya, fe we are here to support you. We are here to support you. Now we want to promote cultural immersions within the city. People shouldn't think that you have to drive 80 kilometers so much far to have a cultural experience. So naffe ng'Obwakabaka tusazeewo ne tugamba service eno katugisembeze. Nti bw'oba ozze mu Lubiri osobola okufuna service eyo n'ovaawo ng'olina ekintu ekiri tangible ky'otaddewo.
So what I'm getting is we are having more of the ewaffe vibes into the Buganda kingdom. Nti oli asobola okujja na experiencing Buganda from the start. Twambala tuti, tulya tuti, tufumba tuti, tukola tuti, tutuula tuti. Lwaki kyajja bwekiti na bwekiti ne bwekiti.
Twagala tukole ekintu ekyo twali tukikola before. Actually we've done it for quite some time. Naye twali tetukiwadde nnyo priority. Yes, but based on the statistics and tourism is a very dynamic industry. The needs of the tourists keep on changing. So COVID-19 we amala okugwawo. Twakizuula nti all the visitors that were coming, they were so much interested in relating with the communities, relating with the people, because COVID changed our mindset.
Exactly.
People no longer want to come and visit animals and go. They want to have an attachment, that sentimental attachment that they have with communities. So recently we launched a conference facility just opposite the palace. But it's not just a conference facility, it's a very big place. We are doing a Buganda Culture Center within the city.
Wow.
So that we have a museum there. Because Buganda doesn't have a museum. And yet we have so much history, so much heritage. So we have decided to document all these things. We are working with various partners. I think by July, we shall have a Buganda museum.
Wow.
Where you can come visit a gallery of images, Bakabaka, Bichibichi, Nsibuko Yafu. We are going to have that within Kampala.
I can't wait to have this podcast at the museum.
Absolutely.
Talking about Buganda.
Absolutely.
I see Mark is very happy.
Yes.
Mark Muganda nnyo era
byebimu ku bintu ebikulu bye tuyina nti Buganda is very big. We need to have a museum. When you look at the Uganda Museum, we have just a little segment that we have been, but we have so much. So we have a very big premise. We are going to have a historical gallery. We are going to have a research center and library. And we are working with various institutions. We are working with Smithsonian. I'm sorry to mention this prematurely, but just to give you a hint. We're working with the Smithsonian Museum. They are working with us to give us some of those unique historical images that we can add to this historical gallery. We're having a library. We want to do research. We want to promote research. Yes, people should come. Buganda is among the most researched destinations in Africa. Why not have a library? And with time, we shall extend these libraries even to the counties. Nti nessaza nga lirimu library omuntu wa Buganda wasobola ogenda omuntu yenna ne wataba wa Buganda naye nga asobola ogenda n'afunawo information to bridge the information gaps.
Aho ennyini there is something I saw you do at Buganda Kingdom and I was happy. You're trying to bring these changing technologies. Actually, we shared about it on LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the VR, AR. You're trying to interrogate every aspect to see that our culture still stands.
Yes.
How has that gone?
Actually, we are lucky that people have so much interest in Buganda Kingdom. So last year in February, in 2023, we had a partnership with an organization, Soul Studios. It's located in America, to have virtual tours. But the virtual tours that we wanted to do required a VR experience. So we thought that for starters, we targeted with Soul Studios, we're targeting the market in America. Because we have so many people of Buganda and Uganda that are in the diaspora. We wanted to create something that the young generation could easily work with. Nti osobola okwambala VR headset n'olaba nti oli mu Masiro because we thought that people in America, it would be easy for them to access such. But then as time went on, we also got more people who were doing the same thing but in different ways. We have a group called Najuma's House. You might be familiar with them.
I know.
Very young, innovative group of people who came on board and they said we would also want to do this. Now, like I told you, Buganda Kingdom is inclusive. Tetusobola kulaba mwana waffe oba omuvubuka yenna kubanga Buganda is not a by the want to clarify, Buganda is not a tribe. Buganda is a nation.
And right about that, we are going to take a short break. We get some water and we'll be right back. Yes, you're very much welcome. Welcome back from that short break, and it's been a pleasure having you still tuned in. We are still with Mr. Kasozi, the Executive Director of Buganda Heritage and Tourism Board. I mean, when you talk about heritage and culture, Buganda is one thing you first think about before even you go elsewhere, because it holds that mantle of culture and heritage in Uganda. You get? So we are diving a little bit into what it has for us, what it offers for anyone out there who would wish to come and experience what we have in Uganda and Buganda in particular. And Mr. Kasozi.
Yes, please.
As we continue, Buganda nene nnyo.
Yes, sir.
Era ebintu byeyina binene tesobola bimalayo mu just dakiika 35 basaawa.
Yes, sir.
Nti Buganda osobola ogiwa olunaku lulamba neera ne lutamala. Kuba ogamba nti oyogere ku bakabaka bokka tebaggwayo. Engeri gye tulivinga obulamu bwaffe mu Buganda tebiggwayo. Emmere kugamba buli kimu engeri gye tukikolamu mu Buganda bigazi ate binene nnyo. But I like for the fact that nti kingdom evuddeyo nega tulina kingi katukiwe katuwa abantu omukisa baki experiencingeko. Togede ku VR headsets, VR technology. Technology is the way to go, really. It's the way to go. Nti omuntu atasobola kusasula ebiri kujja mu Buganda asobola kusasula omutwalo experiencing at least virtually. Nti omuntu ali America nga tasobola kujja eno asobola ku experiencing ile naga this is what I've been missing. Ejo ne kimuleading okujja nti era nti omukisa oguli mu ekyo nti at least it prompts someone. Nagama I experienced, let me go nti nkikwateko. Let me go nti ndabe kino kyenyini. Yes. For that I really commend your leadership and the Buganda Kingdom. Ne kabaka waffe abavubuka nga Buganda Kingdom and the Buganda Heritage and Tourism Board. How are we empowering them? Because tulina bangi abalina tour companies, but nga wachoged that first bayitawo buyisi bajja nti abaana abazungu bazze okuva ku airport ne beebaka oba wano swi Machizone swi Queen nti Kidepo Mugahinga nti Bwindi nga kali tatalina kyakoze eri kye bafuna omukisa nti waliyo batwa ate nabo bakoonako bukoonyi oba okitegeera. So tukikoze tukyokulaba nti bajja ne bahaving a wholesome experience nti from the start, from the center, then ne batandika okuspreadinga.
The Buganda Kingdom, through the Buganda Heritage and Tourism Board, now we nakugambye earlier, twachiraba, we observed an opportunity or a vacuum that when people came for city tours, they would do sightseeing alone.
They would just come and see the palace.
Even they wouldn't even give the city tour priority. It would be a by the way if someone has an extra day nga talina byakola bagamba katumwe city tour ukitegeera. If someone has come early atumweyo ka city tour abere busy so nga city tour kwegamba it is not the priority.
Exactly.
But that is wrong. Like I told you, I went to Rwanda for a city tour and my eyes opened up. I also got an opportunity to visit other places. Nengamba, so in the city tour, you understand the heritage of the country. Ngatona genderi mukulaba mazike bichi omuntu agenda okulambula bw'ati ng'ategedde ensi gy'alimu.
Awo London weetukubira nti abantu bagenda ne basooka ne bannyonnyoka ekibuga.
Buganda is so blessed. It is so diverse. Essaawa zino I am promoting Buganda Kingdom. But at the same time, if you found me at an international tourism stall promoting Uganda, and you asked me that if you're promoting Uganda as a country, what is the key thing? Chola this is the most unique thing you can sell. I would go for culture. Because I think after 200, I'm just estimating, 200 kilometers from the central region, after 200 or 300 kilometers, there's a change in altitude, there's a change in landscape, there's a change in culture, there's a change in food, there's a change in language. After that so much. It shouldn't be so much more than that. That is how much Uganda is diverse. Naye kyetwagala nti omuntu abazze nga azze mu Uganda, they have come to visit Uganda. Let them understand the heritage. For us, we have done so much. I told you we have done an experience that people can have. If you're having a city tour, you should have an experience to take home. There is so much we are really doing to see that people who are selling tourism, the youth who are selling tourism, they have so much that they can sell. They have a variety. We are doing a music school of the traditional instruments. Because we've seen people come to do research about music. People are interested. Wali abantu abatamanyi endere. Endere is a music instrument that is getting extinct, actually. Yes. Endere was part of the King's music collection, but it is getting extinct. Here in Uganda, it is getting extinct. Naye ate ogenda e Bulaaya, abazungu bazaagala nnyo. Actually, we have a gentleman who even knows how to make them. And when you come and he teaches you about it, he can even teach you how to make it. But it is getting extinct.
Wow.
So we are trying to diversify. We are going to have artifacts so that when you have a tour in Buganda, that is what we are doing for the youth who are in the business. But also what you need to know that Buganda has a very big number of youth. Who are unemployed, we have that opportunity. How do we take advantage of these youth to empower them into the sector of tourism so that they can benefit from Buganda Heritage and Tourism Board? You know very well that Buganda Kingdom has the only cultural World Heritage Site in Uganda.
The Kasubi Tombs.
The Kasubi Tombs. It was destroyed in 2010. There have been 13 years of restoration. I think before the end of this year, very soon, not very far from now, we shall open up that site.
Wow.
We are trying to build products
there
so that we can have youth employed. Not only in Kasubi, we have so many sites, Wamala Tombs, Nagalabi, those sites that have been quite dormant. We want to train the youth. We want to work with our partners who are into capacity building to train these youth, to see that we can have youth who are earning. Such tourism can reach in the informal sector, in the communities. Yes, we want to do those kind of interventions so that even to the normal wananchi, tourism is in the mindset that this is an economic activity that can. And actually to reach even further to the communities, we have initiatives that we are doing. Right now we are doing the Miss Tourism Buganda Kingdom campaign.
Yes.
The final is on 31st May. Now, even this campaign, the Miss Tourism Buganda Kingdom is a platform that we put there to see that we empower the women, the young women. The girls are talented. Bayina ebitone twagala abaana bano tubateeke ku platform where they can also contribute to the community. They can promote conservation.
Nalulungi wa heritage aliko kati Namulwana Hilda Gloria Queen. Ogi wange ate era mukwano gwange nnyo. she has really done a good job.
Yes.
Thank you so much
That
for
is
the
what we
platform.
want.
Yes.
That is what we want. We want to see that the youth have so much they can offer. We don't want the society to put them down. We should lift their self-esteem. We should lift their innovativeness. We should lift their creativity. And it is through these platforms. So even when you see the quality of the events that we are doing now, we have decided to improve. Because ekintu kino ekya Miss Tourism, abantu abamu babadde tebakitegeera, bakiraba nga kintu ky'abaana kumodelinga kola ki. But this is something big. Actually, it's not even just about beauty, but there's a common saying, beauty with brains.
Beauty with brains.
Yes, we want to make these ambassadors who can influence the youth, who can inspire the youth, who can make our message reach in the community. Kubanga kati tubadde mu masaza gonna aga Buganda. Of the 18 counties, we've had 15. Wow. I have personally gone to about 5 masazas to see how they are organizing. And you see that now people understand what Buganda Heritage and Tourism Board is. We have activities. We have Expo. Buganda Kingdom did the first tourism expo.
In Uganda?
In Uganda.
Before the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo?
Before.
So, imyaka munana kati.
Buganda Kingdom had the first tourism expo.
Wow.
In the Rubidi.
Is it still ongoing?
It is still ongoing, and now we have also tried to re-engineer it, to improve it. Now we are working with, when you come this year, because it will be in August, we have decided to do a real tourism expo, bring communities from the various regions, have culture villages, have demo farms, have, to see that we can. That is another way that we promote. The people of Buganda will come from the various counties or from all over Uganda and come and experience tourism through an expo. I'm
really moved because Buganda Kingdom has all the aspects of tourism. The mice.
Absolutely.
Because now expos fall under the meetings, incentives, conferences and events.
Yes.
So everything, it's a whole thing of,
And talking of events, we are even, before the city carnival, there was a carnival in Buganda on the Royal Mile. Yes, it was
from the Rubidi
to
Masengere.
To the Masengere. Now, for some few years it had stopped, but we are bringing it back this year, I think. If all goes well, we are having engagements with potential partners. We are bringing it back this year, maybe in October, a Royal Mile Carnival. Now, those are the events celebrating unity, celebrating culture, celebrating togetherness, inspiring the youth, creating opportunities. People come and sell merchandise. And again, about supporting the youth, we have established a culture center at the premise of the Buganda Museum. We have established a culture center. So that people are doing rather a crafts center, so that people can do crafts. We want also crafts that, we are in a period of creating souvenirs. So we want to encourage people to do souvenirs that define Buganda. Wakola souvenir yange eri mu lubugo ng'ogikoze bulungi. Also want to at least to create a certain kind of standard. That's why we have created the crafts center, that we can say nti omuntu abazze n'alambula Buganda tusobola omutwala awo crafts center we tuli sure nti ajja kufunawo souvenir eraga Obuganda. Oba afunye akasawo ke nga kali mu lubugo, I'm just thinking out loud. Oba afunye ka statue, oba afunye ka prototype ka kasubi nga bakakola mu gundi bulungi. We are just trying to see that we can give all these opportunities to the youth.
Besides the signature Kabaka birthday run, we're having all these events that are being set to come back.
That is a few of them, actually. We do have a calendar of events. And when you check the Buganda calendar of events, as the tourism board, we have about 5 events in a year.
In a year?
Yes. We have the vintage show. Now, the vintage show, we organized this show. It's a concept that we had to celebrate transformation
from this to this.
The changes that have occurred in Buganda or Uganda, kubanga tukugambye nti no heritage ya Uganda esinga etandikira wano. Kakati n'ebintu ebisinga modernity ebisinga bitandikidde wano mu Buganda. Emmotoka ezasooka zaatandikira wano. When you do your research you'll find out abasajja nga Bahamu Mukasa abasooka okuba n'emmotoka wano mu Buganda, mu Uganda generally. So because of those things we say that let us have an event that celebrates the transformation.
Yes, we did digitalization for the culture, but have we done digitalization for these platforms, embrace videography, to communicate what we have?
We are not yet up there, but we are doing. We have partners, BBS TV, CBS, and some other media houses that are interested to be with us, Vision Group. We are trying to build. Omanyi omwana atakula mu lunaku lumu ayita mu stages. I believe that this last year we were limping. This year we have improved. Next year you will observe that there is a significant improvement because we are trying. What we are doing is that we shall not give up. Yes, and slowly the youth will get involved. They will embrace the culture, and this shouldn't stop in Buganda Kingdom.
It should move on.
It should move on. Like I told you, Uganda, nze wemba nga nze agitunda na nigitunze for the culture, the diversity. It is just when you visit Buganda you say, wow, this is nice culture. Wow. Naye onagenda ne Busoga nayo ojagamba one of my favorite dances is from northern Uganda.
Wow.
You know, so really all of us as the people in the culture sector, I would want it that we should involve the youth. We should digitalize. We should profile. Our culture sites are not profiled. Otukayo nga teri information.
Just
it is a very big challenge. We should profile. We should document. We have spent a number of days working on our website to see that we add more information, make it more interactive. Si bino ebyogenda booking ate nojuza form, at least omuntu anige ka button wali agende mu WhatsApp asabe booking mangu afune service mangu. So kino nkyagaliza all the people who are in the cultural sector, the clusters. We have about 12 clusters, Karamoja, Ankole, all these people. Once we organize ourselves, Uganda is going to be a very interesting destination.
Buganda is the juice of Uganda, really.
That is nicely
because,
said.
We are just starting, like I told you, and if we can always have these conversations to just talk about one aspect of Uganda, every single episode, we just have one episode of Buganda having different, one season, nga Buganda yokka. Nti buli episode ekutte ku aspect emu. Kijja kuba kyamaanyi nnyo era suubira okusaba kwange kujja kujjewo tulabe nga tukikola. Yes, and that's a wrap for today's episode of Destination 256, and thank you so much for joining us and staying with us all this long. We've been with Mr. Albert Kasozi, the Executive Director of Buganda Heritage and Tourism Board.